What if I told you that an idea, just an idea, would ripple through the 19th and 20th centuries like a shockwave, toppling monarchies, igniting revolutions, creating empires, and leaving behind a legacy soaked in both blood and idealism? This isn't just politics. It's not just theory. It's the story of a promise, one that millions believed in, and millions more suffered under. Welcome to Historium. This is the entire history of communism, from utopian dreams to Cold War paranoia, from revolutionary hope to global collapse. So sit back, take a breath, because the story you're about to hear might just change how you see the modern world. We begin in the 1800s, at the dark heart of the Industrial Revolution. Cities are booming, factories churn day and night, the air is thick with smoke, and the streets are packed with suffering. Workers, men, women, even children, are laboring in brutal conditions, barely surviving, while factory owners grow rich beyond imagination. Out of this injustice comes a revolutionary idea: communism. In 1848, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels published the Communist Manifesto, a call to arms for the working class. And it begins with a warning: a specter is haunting Europe, the specter of communism. Marx argued that history is a battle between classes: the bourgeoisie, the capitalist class who own everything, and the proletariat, the workers who own nothing. Marx saw revolution as inevitable. Workers would rise up, overthrow the capitalist system, abolish private property, and build a classless, stateless utopia. No rich, no poor, no rulers, no oppression, a world of equality. But for now, it's only a dream. The real test would come in the fire of war and revolution. The year is 1917. Russia is falling apart. World War I has pushed the Russian Empire to the brink. The Tsar is failing. Famine, corruption, and chaos sweep the land. Then, out of the shadows, come the Bolsheviks. Led by Vladimir Lenin, they seize their moment. In October 1917, they stage a revolution. The Tsar is gone, the provisional government is gone, and for the first time in history, communists hold real power. Lenin pulls Russia out of World War I. The royal family is executed, land and factories are seized, but peace doesn't last. Civil war erupts. The Red Army, led by Leon Trotsky, fights the Whites, backed by Britain, France, the US, and others. Millions die. Famine and terror spread, but the Reds win. In 1922, the Soviet Union is born. Lenin introduces the new economic policy, allowing limited capitalism to rebuild the nation. But soon after, he falls ill and dies. A power struggle begins. Trotsky, the brilliant orator, is exiled. The victor? A quiet, calculating man named Joseph Stalin. Stalin doesn't just rule, he reforms the world. He launches the 5-year plans: rapid industrialization, mass collectivization of farms. Factories explode across the Soviet Union. Steel, oil, weapons are produced on a scale the world has never seen. But the cost? Unthinkable. The Holodomor, a forced famine in Ukraine, kills millions. The Great Purge begins. Politicians, generals, professors, neighbors vanish into the night. Show trials, forced confessions, labor camps. Even loyal communists aren't safe. Yet somehow, Stalin's USSR survives. When Hitler invades in 1941, the Soviet Union doesn't collapse. It fights back, harder than anyone expected. In 1945, the Red Army captures Berlin. Stalin stands among the victors of World War II. And after the war, Eastern Europe falls into Soviet hands. The Cold War begins. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, another revolution is rising. In 1949, Mao Zedong leads the Chinese Communist Party to victory in a brutal civil war. He proclaims the People's Republic of China. A new beginning? Not quite. Mao launches the Great Leap Forward, a radical push to industrialize the countryside. But the results? Catastrophic. Backyard furnaces, fake harvests, forced collectivization lead to one of the deadliest famines in human history. Between 15 and 45 million people die. Then, in 1966, Mao unleashes the Cultural Revolution. Red Guards attack teachers, burn books, destroy ancient temples. Children denounce parents. Chaos rules. And yet, Mao remains a godlike figure. His little red book is printed over 1 billion times. Even today, his face looms large over Tiananmen Square. By the 1950s and 60s, communism spreads across the globe. In Cuba, Fidel Castro overthrows the Batista regime in 1959. He allies with the Soviet Union. In 1962, the world holds its breath during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Nuclear war nearly happens. In Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh defeats the French, then the Americans. By 1975, the entire country is under communist rule. In North Korea, the Kim dynasty isolates its people. Total control, propaganda, famine, fear. But the darkest chapter? Cambodia. In 1975, the Khmer Rouge, led by Pol Pot, takes power. They try to erase society. Money is abolished. Cities are emptied. Religion is outlawed. Anyone with glasses, executed. In just 4 years, 2 million people die. A quarter of the population? Gone. Back in the USSR, things are falling apart. The Cold War is at its peak. Nuclear arms, proxy wars, espionage. But behind the Iron Curtain, stagnation. Factories stop producing. Shelves are empty. People wait hours for bread. In 1985, Mikhail Gorbachev becomes leader. He brings reform, glasnost, openness, perestroika, restructuring. But it's too late. By 1989, Eastern Europe rebels. One by one, the communist states collapse. The Berlin Wall falls. And in 1991, the unthinkable happens. The Soviet Union collapses. After nearly 70 years, the first communist empire is gone. So, is communism dead? Not quite. Today, China, Vietnam, Cuba, North Korea, and Laos are still ruled by communist parties. But these aren't your grandparents' communist states. In China, billionaires rise, yet political freedom is tightly controlled. Authoritarian capitalism rules. Communism may have failed as a system, but as an idea, it still inspires. In a world of growing inequality and climate crisis, many are asking questions Marx asked 150 years ago. Fast facts. Get ready. Marx died broke and ignored. He never lived to see a single revolution. Sputnik, the first satellite in space, was launched by the communists. Yuri Gagarin, the first human in space, also Soviet. In East Germany, 1 in 6 people were Stasi informants. In Cambodia, even wearing glasses could get you executed. Mao's Red Book sold over 1 billion copies, more than Harry Potter. In 1975, Cambodia abolished money. Yes, money. Communism began as hope. Hope for fairness, hope for justice, hope for equality. But the 20th century proved even the noblest idea can lead to horror when combined with unchecked power. For some, communism brought schools, literacy, and industrial growth. For others, gulags, famine, and fear. But whether you love it or hate it, communism changed the world. It split nations, toppled empires, sparked wars, and its legacy still echoes today. If you enjoyed this journey through history, like this video, subscribe to Historium, and ring that bell so you never miss a deep dive into the past. Until next time, stay curious.